Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Grindhouse is a horror-themed board game all about going into this scary mansion and having to stay the night. Reminds me a little of the horror movies where you would get paid money to stay in there, and I think that's what it's borrowing heavily on. This is a game that has a look that I was really excited about, that you have your characters, and as they get injured, you actually flip it over and it shows their injuries as you're going through. You might lose a leg or an arm, and it physically shows that on your components that you have in the game. Excellent, excellent, excellent from a look standpoint. Where the game is a little tricky is in the gameplay itself. It's very much flip over a card and possibly roll a dice and see what happens. The game plays really, really quickly, but it's on rails. It's kind of playing itself. There's a tremendous amount of reading in the game. That's the majority of the game. And then you're going to have, what really comes down to most of the time, just rolling a dice and hoping that the results are the best. And that can lead into a boring experience. Now, some people really like this. They like the role-playing aspect of it, and they enjoy going through that. But that's not going to be something that I enjoy at all. It was way too determined, way too simple, lacking any kind of decision-making at all. And it's not a game that I enjoy whatsoever. Here is Grindhouse by Everything Epic, which is a horror-themed board game. You can see a really enticing box of these characters getting ready to go in this haunted house. You see all the demons and bad guys above it. It's a very striking cover you're going to have here. We're going to get a rule book, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes. And then the first thing you're going to notice is the board is this neoprene mat. It's really nice. You're going to put your cards here. It's really all it's going to do, but it does have a little theme behind it, which is very, very good. You're going to get a bunch of dice, enough for one for each player, so it's all you need. But they kind of look like they have blood inside of them. I think they're really neat dice. Now, I'm going to open up the rest of the components, and I'll show you what's in here, but just so you can see, there is no insert inside here. First thing you're going to see here are the different players you can be. Now, they all have a different story and a different character on nothing on the back, but nobody has individual powers. That will come from the cards with the personas. You're going to have Nina, you're going to have Evan, you're going to have Miguel, Zara, Jody, and Alex. Now, once again, none of these are going to have any power. So what's going to happen is you're going to get these really nice tiles here for each of the characters. They will have the victory points on each side. You can see the 2s are here, and then the 1s and flopped over. So all these are very thick. And then when you build the character, you can see they get a little bit damaged as you go, depending on how much you have. And the character is rebuilt in the damaged matter. And then, you get a headshot here. It just looks boop, boop. So that's pretty nice. Now, the cards you're going to get, the items, these little small cards, some generic artwork on them, but they're pretty easy to read. The font is a little small, just kind of be aware of that. Now, the persona cards are going to be nice quality, and they're going to have different information on here. So you have the character information up here, a little bit about how the card is used, and then the win condition if you become a ghost. And then these will be the cards. You can see the red ones versus the brown. The red ones will be the final ones, and the brown ones are all going to look like doors. And you're going to flip them over. Some really small text that you'll be able to read. You stop here. Kind of want to put your finger over where everybody makes a decision so somebody can't see what's going on, and then you'll be able to read the rest of it. So the font is a little small, but there's a lot of information and story on these cards, but they're good quality. So here is the rule book. You can see a picture of the front. You're going to get a little bit of a story over here. It tells you what's going on, the objective, and a picture of the components over there. You're going to have setup with a little bit of a picture here, an introduction to the hero boards and how the wounds are going to happen, etc. Then it takes you through the game with pictures and examples. The game is very easy. This is everything in the game right here to play. You have an example of play. Then to score it, optional rules. If you have the expansions, all included inside this box if you have it. If not, you can just obviously ignore this sheet over here. But it's nice that's all in one place. Rulebook was very good. The game is really simple. I can't imagine not being able to play it, but the rulebook does not get in your way at all. To set up the game is very easy. You're going to take the board out here. You're going to take your doors. You're going to shuffle these up however you want, and you're going to put a door down for each one. Then you're going to take one, you're going to shuffle up the reds, and you're going to take one of these and put it down here. Each player will also get a player board. The characters don't really matter, it's just more cosmetic, and you'll get a collection of your tiles and your color, which will be set aside. Everybody will get one die that you'll be able to keep. Now, you can also draw 2 of these persona cards. You're going to choose which one you want to keep by reading it, whichever one you want, and you will put it face down. Some will say reveal at the beginning of the game, which this one happens to do it. If so, you reveal it when it's ready to start and you read through it. Otherwise, your persona is hidden. Everybody will also get 2 item cards. You can read those, decide which one that you want to keep, and that one will be available to you. You can keep it face down if you'd like and use it when it's applicable whenever it says. Now, as you take damage, you'll be putting these out on here, which will reduce your victory points. So there's 3 ways to win. The survivors will win if they're able to get through all 5 other rooms. Whoever has the most victory points will win. So if you don't take any damage, you'll get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, plus any victory points from your persona or from your items. As you take damage, you'll put these tiles on it, and 1 damage will go here. Say you take a damage to your leg, it will go there. Now, you can always take more than 2 damage, then you'll get no points for that. Now, if you ever take 2 damage to the head or to the torso, then you will die. When you die, you're not out of the game. You then will flip over your persona cards, and it will have a win condition here with a little skull and bones. It'll tell you how to win if you're a ghost. So in order to win as a ghost, you have to meet your criteria here, and everybody else has to die. All the survivors have to die, and you meet your criteria, and then you'll be able to win. Now, to play the game, somebody, the first player, whoever, will simply turn over the first door. You will read through the story. I'm not going to spoil anything here. You kind of look here. Sometimes they'll tell you to make a decision, or somebody will have volunteer. Volunteers, one of the rules in the book is just roll the die. Highest roll will become the volunteer, or you guys can vote on it, or however you want to do it. Then you will stop and do what it says here. All survivors and circumstances remain still by rolling a die for 5 rounds. 1 through 4, you waver slightly, and a rolling piece of barbed wire slices. And you take a wound. You remain motionless, sweaty, but motionless, so you don't take any damage. A lot of it's going to come down to just rolling the dice and looking at the chart and seeing what's happened. As you go through all of the doors, you'll be taking wounds, etc. as you go. And then the last one will kind of be the same thing. Blah, blah, blah. There's a story here. All survivors will die simultaneously to try to wiggle free from the trees. Each survivor needs 4 points to escape. Even numbers score a point. Odd numbers deal a wound. Once again, you're just trying to stay within the game and stay alive. Now, your character, your persona, a lot of times will give you different abilities or things that you can do. And this right here will shake the game up quite a bit, whether you're a model, a therapist, a scientist, a killer, a bitter enemy, a politician, avant-garde artist, whatever. So this will kind of shake up the role-playing that you'll be doing, but also the rules of kind of what you'll be doing. And also, if you get turned into a ghost, it'll change your win condition, obviously. The items will normally do things like, once revealed, you may not discard this. Again, reveal this card anytime to add +1 to your roll. This card to peek at any one player's archetype card, their persona, I suppose. Discard this card to use this item. 1 to 3 explodes, and you take 4 wounds. 4 to 6, you may decide the outcome of any 2 dice rolls this round. So a lot of the decision making that will be going into the game, decision making will be dictated by the 6-sided die. But that is an overview of how you play Grindhouse.